Today, we will dive into a topic that sparks the ambition and dreams of many: the 10 essential tips for achieving the long-desired financial freedom. The journey towards wealth, however, is not an easy or quick path. It is a journey filled with ups and downs, with unexpected challenges, doubts, and obstacles that often test your determination. For many, this path may seem intimidating, but remember, financial freedom is achievable. It requires, above all, a combination of effort, discipline, and a long-term mindset. If approached with seriousness, this journey can transform your life and allow you to reach a level of independence you've always dreamed of. The only way to overcome the difficulties that arise is with constant dedication, hard work, and clarity about the reason that drives you. When you have a clear purpose and a detailed vision of the future you desire, it becomes easier to move forward, even in the face of obstacles. Financial freedom, just like any other life goal, depends on having a good reason for its existence. Without purpose, motivation weakens. With purpose, it strengthens. That's why a practical and powerful exercise to begin this journey is to make a list of your deepest reasons for seeking financial freedom. Grab a piece of paper and make 2 lists. The first should contain all the things you most want to achieve in life, while the second list should include the things you want to avoid. Ask yourself, what truly motivates me to seek financial freedom? Maybe you dream of the possibility of spending more time with your family, exploring the world, dedicating yourself to a job you truly love without worrying about financial pressures. Perhaps for you, financial freedom means not always being in a race against time, but living with security and peace of mind. These lists are not just a reflection of wishes, they form an essential guide, a powerful reminder of the why that fuels your journey. With these intentions well defined, you will have a solid foundation to move forward. Instead of chasing money as an end in itself, you will be building a life aligned with your values and aspirations. This approach is the true secret to sustainable financial success, connecting your goals to what truly matters. Throughout the tips we will explore, you will learn to apply practical strategies and develop a transformative mindset that will bring you closer, step by step, to financial freedom and the life you deserve. Imagine that one of your goals is the desire to no longer depend on a job with rigid schedules, to no longer be trapped in a routine. Maybe you long for the freedom to organize your own time, to dedicate mornings to leisure or learning, and to spend your days according to your choices and not out of obligation. Picture yourself with the ability to decide when and how to work, or even with the possibility of exploring the world and living enriching experiences without the shackles of daily life. This desire for independence and control over your life is a powerful driving force that guides many people to pursue financial freedom. These clear and defined goals serve as fuel, keeping your motivation alive during difficult times. Think carefully and reflect on the reasons that are most important to you. Ask yourself, what truly inspires me to seek this freedom? It could be the desire to provide a better life for your family, to invest in health and well-being, to secure financial stability for the future, or even to free yourself from constant financial worries. These dreams and motivations form an emotional base that will support you in times of doubt and difficulty. Financial freedom is not just about accumulating wealth. It's about gaining the autonomy to live fully. To achieve this, self-control and self-discipline are essential. Without them, true wealth is impossible to build, and even less so, to maintain. One of the most essential habits on this journey is paying yourself first. This concept, widely promoted by Robert Kiyosaki in his book on the cash flow quadrant, is a crucial practice for creating sustainable wealth. When you pay yourself first, you are setting aside a portion of your income to invest in assets that will work for you. These assets can include stocks, real estate, investment funds, or even your own businesses that generate passive income. Think of it as building an asset column. Each time money comes in, a portion is dedicated to that column, strengthening it and increasing its ability to generate more income over time. As the years go by, this asset column grows and becomes a self-sustaining source of income. The more you invest, the closer you get to financial freedom, as you build a solid foundation that will allow you to live more independently. Those who practice the habit of paying themselves first become increasingly less dependent on direct labor, unlike those who allocate most of their income only to cover immediate expenses. For the latter, the only way to increase income is by working more, accumulating overtime, promotions, or bonuses. This strategy is limited and unsustainable in the long term, as it only creates a constant dependency on time and effort without building true financial freedom. Every time you make the effort to pay yourself first, you are planting the seeds of your future financial freedom. You are creating wealth that, one day, will allow you to work by choice and not out of necessity. This habit is one of the pillars of wealth creation, a simple practice, but when done consistently, it becomes a powerful foundation for your financial success. Financial freedom does not happen all at once. It's a continuous process, built step by step, but each action takes you closer to a prosperous life aligned with your dreams. May this journey be inspiring and full of lessons, because with dedication and a clear vision, you are on the right path to achieving financial freedom and the life of your dreams. Being dependent on work often means living a life where every financial decision is driven by the need to earn money to cover expenses. There is a phrase I really like that sums up this idea well. Everything that doesn't bring you closer to your dreams takes you further from them. This phrase is powerful because it reveals the fundamental role of our choices. The power of choice is perhaps the most powerful weapon in the pursuit of wealth. Each dollar, euro, or any currency you receive represents an opportunity to choose, a choice that can bring you closer to financial freedom or take you further from it. It's a matter of prioritizing intelligently. While the wealthy make strategic financial decisions, the middle class and the poor tend to adopt habits and expenditures that are often harmful in the long run. For example, if you want to travel and choose to finance the trip with a credit card, you're making a decision that could keep you trapped in poverty. Traveling is wonderful, but if you pay for that pleasure with expensive credit, you are likely compromising your financial health. On the other hand, adopting the habit of saving at least 10% of your income every month is a decision that strengthens your prosperity. Daily, you have the power to choose between satisfying luxuries and whims immediately or building a solid foundation for the future. The most important rule when it comes to financial freedom is simple. Luxuries and whims should be paid for by the assets you own, not by your work. To understand better, imagine you want to buy a car. A financially intelligent person, before making the purchase, would recognize that the car is a liability, a good that generates expenses. Instead of committing their salary, they would finance the car with the income from an asset, such as a rental property. With the income generated from the rental, they cover all the car's expenses and thus avoid letting this acquisition harm their finances. Now, let's see how someone without this mindset would handle the same situation. A typical person might finance the car using only their salary, taking on considerable debt and registering the car as an asset without realizing that it will only increase their expenses. In this case, the car becomes a burden in the liability column, and this person will be solely dependent on their job's income to maintain it. The problem is that, with this type of decision, the person starts accumulating debt instead of wealth. And the result of this? The rat race, a cycle of constant work just to pay bills, without room for financial growth. This behavior reflects in other decisions, such as using credit cards for everyday purchases. Every small financed purchase, like a washing machine or a phone recharge, accumulates interest and further strains the financial situation. Over time, the situation becomes unsustainable, and the person ends up trapped in a cycle of debt and financial dependency, unable to build a column of assets to support them. The secret to breaking this cycle is to build a column of assets that pays for the luxuries and lifestyle you want to have. Imagine that in order to make bread, the baker needs to follow a specific recipe. Even if this recipe is only in his mind, he follows it to ensure a quality loaf. Wealth generation follows a similar principle, which is why we talk about formulas for making money. The most common formula for prosperity is well known: study, work, save, and invest. However, this cycle often becomes unsatisfying, especially when we realize that every day we work more and earn relatively less. That's why, just like the baker who adapts his recipe to improve the product, you need to adjust your prosperity formula. If you notice that finances are getting tighter, change your approach. Find new investment opportunities, look for other income sources, or even develop skills that can increase your market value. Just as the baker makes a tastier, softer, and higher quality bread to attract more customers, you should continuously refine your financial strategies. After all, just as tasty bread sells more, intelligent financial planning brings you closer to freedom and true prosperity. Focus on one specific formula for making money, and once you master it, expand your knowledge by exploring new investment and business opportunities. There are countless ideas and strategies in the financial world, ranging from real estate investments, franchises, and owned businesses to creating art or developing a product. The key here is to choose an approach, understand it deeply, and when ready, explore new income generation opportunities. Consistency is important. By solidifying one formula, you increase your security and capacity to diversify. An interesting concept to consider in the financial world is what we call the Indian giver, inspired by a situation that occurred when European settlers and Native Americans interacted. Imagine that during the harsh winter, the natives lent blankets to the settlers to help them withstand the cold. When the natives needed the blankets back, the settlers were upset because they believed the loan had been a gift. This concept of the Indian giver reflects in finances when we worry about the time it takes to recover an investment and whether it will really return the invested amount. This is the famous RO1, return on investment, an essential metric for any investor. To calculate ROI, we use a simple formula. Subtract the initial investment from the amount obtained in the sale or return, divide by the invested amount, and multiply by 100 to get the percentage. Imagine you bought a property for $80,000 and sold it for $100,000. The ROI calculation would be $100,000 minus $80,000 divided by $80,000 equals 0.25, which when multiplied by 100 gives us a 25% return on investment. This percentage indicates the return obtained and serves as a sign of how advantageous the investment was. In any financial decision, it is essential to calculate RO1 to ensure that we are directing our money toward higher return and safer investments. Another important factor is the circle of friends we cultivate, especially when we aim to grow financially. Choosing your friends carefully doesn't mean being snobbish or basing decisions on each person's financial situation. The issue is that the friends you consult about your ideas should have experience that is useful for your goals. For example, if you have a friend who has been a civil servant for decades and another who is an entrepreneur, and you're developing a new business, it makes more sense to seek advice from the entrepreneur. He will likely understand better the challenges and possibilities you will face and can offer a more objective perspective aligned with what you need. However, it's also important to diversify your relationships and expand your circle of friends. Participate in meetings, seminars, and events that bring together people with similar interests and goals. These connections help not only to increase your knowledge, but also to keep your motivation high, because to achieve great financial accomplishments, it's essential to be surrounded by people with a positive and prosperous mindset. Take advantage of what each person has to teach. From a fisherman to a successful entrepreneur, each friendship offers valuable lessons. Knowing how to connect with different people, extract knowledge, and apply it to your goals is a powerful strategy for achieving financial freedom. Finally, remember the importance of having role models and mentors in your life. These people, whether public figures, friends, or even authors of books, serve as inspiration and show the way. Learn from the mistakes and successes of those who have already walked this path, and adapt those lessons to your own reality. Do you remember when you were a child? You certainly had idols you admired deeply. Maybe you were a fan of great legends like Pelé, Maradona, Michael Jordan, or other sports heroes. It's likely that you had posters of them on your bedroom walls, or eagerly awaited the next game to see them in action. Idols are fundamental because they spark our desire to conquer, to overcome limits. They show us that great feats are possible, that what seems distant can be achieved with talent, effort, and dedication. These references help build the confidence that, if they succeeded, we can too. Now, as adults, even if the walls of the bedroom are no longer full of posters, idols and references continue to be an essential part. New figures of inspiration help keep the flame alive, especially when we face the challenge of building the longed-for financial freedom. Believe me, the value of having mentors and advisors is incalculable. In many cases, the difference between financially successful people and those who don't thrive lies exactly in the sources of guidance they choose. We live in an era where specialized knowledge is a valuable resource, and knowing how to seek it is an important skill. Imagine you face a legal problem. Does it make sense to drop everything and dedicate years to studying law just to solve this issue? Of course not. The most effective path is to hire an experienced lawyer who can resolve the situation with expertise. The same applies to financial, tax, and investment issues. Seeking a qualified financial or tax consultant can make a significant difference in your financial growth. Similarly, if the goal is to buy or sell a property, there's nothing better than having the support of a real estate consultant who understands the market, negotiation strategies, and processes involved. These professionals are like your eyes and ears, allowing you to focus on what really matters, your business and achieving your goals. On the road to financial freedom, building a team of skilled professionals is essential, and this includes knowing how to delegate tasks and value the work of those by your side. The secret to growing financially often lies in the ability to hire people who are more specialized than you in specific areas. In this way, you amplify your results and gain time to expand your activities. When investing in a good advisor, pay well and value that partnership, as it represents an investment that over time will bring valuable returns. To illustrate this idea, let me share a small story. Once, a boy was sitting next to a stove on a cold winter night. He was holding some logs of wood in his hands and said to the stove, "When you give me heat, I will give you the wood." But the truth is that in order to get what we desire, whether money, love, happiness, or success, we must first give. We need to invest, nurture, and share before we receive in abundance. This story reminds us that generosity, whether in actions, resources, or ideas, is what creates the cycle of prosperity. There are invisible and powerful forces around us, much wiser than we imagine, that tend to favor those who take the first step, who plant the seeds of their ambitions with courage and consistency. To conclude, I want to reinforce our commitment to the 3 C's: comment, share, and create. This simple commitment represents a way to cultivate a strong and collaborative community. When you comment. Below, leaving your thoughts on what stood out most to you in this video, you're contributing to the exchange of ideas and reflections. Your comment helps us understand what resonates most with you and what we can address in greater depth. And together we can expand our understanding of these important themes. By sharing. This content with friends, family, and colleagues, you become a channel of transformation in the lives of others. After all, we all know someone who also wants to grow, build a prosperous life, and is thirsty for knowledge. With every person you share this message with, the reach of this journey expands, and you contribute to inspiring more people to take concrete steps towards a better life. And finally, remember to create. Create opportunities, create your own path, and create the life of your dreams. Every action you take is a seed for the future. Every choice, every moment of dedication, and every effort you invest are building the foundation for the success you aim to achieve. God has already given you talents, skills, and a life full of potential. Embrace these blessings and make each day a step closer to something extraordinary, something that inspires you and everyone around you. This is our mission: to spread ideas, inspire lives, and help as many people as possible awaken to their potential. Remember that success is a continuous journey, and together we are stronger. May every word here ignite a spark of motivation, and may each day be an opportunity to move forward. I will end here with deep gratitude for being together on this journey, and with wishes for success and achievements for you. In summary, the path to financial freedom is much more than a simple pursuit of accumulating money. It is a journey of personal and financial transformation aimed at building a life where you have absolute control over your destiny. In a world where financial insecurity affects millions, financial freedom becomes an invaluable achievement. This process is neither quick nor easy, but with strategic planning and consistent actions, it becomes a tangible reality. What you need to understand is that true financial freedom is not just about how you handle your money, but also how you choose to live your life on your own terms. To achieve financial freedom, it is essential to adopt a mindset focused on the long term. It's not about achieving wealth immediately or taking shortcuts that offer quick gains, but rather about building a solid and sustainable foundation over time. The path is built through discipline, self-control, and intelligent decisions. The key is knowing where you're going and why you're going there. When you have clarity about your motivations and goals, it becomes easier to resist the temptations and obstacles that arise along the way. Financial freedom is not something that happens by chance, but rather the result of conscious choices made daily that will shape your life to be increasingly autonomous and prosperous. By adopting the principle of paying yourself first, you commit to investing a portion of what you earn in assets that will work for you. This concept, popularized by Robert Kiyosaki in his book about the cash flow quadrant, involves allocating a percentage of your income not to pay bills or purchase frivolous items, but to invest in something that will generate more income in the future. Instead of spending everything you earn and hoping prosperity will happen, you put part of your money into investments that help you achieve financial independence, such as real estate, stocks, or other assets that generate passive income. This wealth-building process doesn't happen overnight. It requires patience and a commitment to gradual growth. Over time, these assets begin to generate returns, and you'll see your money working for you. Every step you take, every healthy financial habit you cultivate, and every conscious decision you make brings you closer to your goals. Over time, your assets will begin to generate more income. Your financial situation will improve, and you'll start to realize that you no longer depend on a fixed salary to survive. This is true financial freedom, when your income sources are not directly tied to your daily work. Additionally, by cultivating the practice of investing and making smart financial choices, you begin to distance yourself from a scarcity mindset and the dependency on excessive work. Many people, when facing financial difficulties, give in to the idea that they must work more hours or always seek promotions to improve their situation. While a raise or promotion may provide temporary relief, this approach is not sustainable in the long term. True financial freedom doesn't come from working more. It comes from creating passive income sources and building assets that will eventually do the work for you. By investing in what truly matters, and ensuring your resources are applied wisely, you will be creating a more secure future, free from financial worries. When you adopt this mindset, the wealth you build is not just material. True wealth goes beyond money. It involves achieving a life that aligns with your values, dreams, and deepest desires. Along the journey, you will realize that you are creating a legacy, not only for yourself, but also for your family, friends, and future generations. True financial freedom allows you to live on your own terms, make decisions based on what is important to you, and not be a prisoner of a work routine that drains your time and energy. It opens doors to new experiences, travel, time with family, personal projects, and the possibility of dedicating yourself to what truly excites you, without the limitations imposed by a lack of financial resources. This vision of financial freedom is more accessible than you think. Although the process can be challenging and requires a lot of dedication, discipline, and patience, the reward is worth it. Every choice you make, from the small daily decisions to the major investments, has a direct impact on your journey to financial freedom. By educating yourself, learning about personal finance, understanding how economic systems work, and taking practical actions, you will be better prepared to face the challenges that arise along the way. Remember that financial freedom is not just a distant goal. It's a journey you can start today. With this mindset, you will also realize that financial freedom is not just about accumulating wealth, but about creating a lifestyle that allows you to live fully and with fulfillment. It's about making more conscious decisions, spending wisely, and investing intelligently. Every step you take toward this goal is an investment in your future. It's not just about how much you earn, but about how much you are able to manage, grow, and multiply. Therefore, as you embark on this journey, remember that financial freedom requires continuous effort, but also a lot of self-confidence and vision for the future. Don't despair if progress is slower than expected. The key is to stay firm in your purpose and, above all, to build your wealth in a sustainable way that aligns with your deepest goals. Like any great endeavor, achieving financial freedom requires patience, perseverance, and commitment. But with focus and determination, you will get closer and closer to living the life you've always dreamed of. Success is a continuous journey, and you are the architect of your own destiny. May you always stay motivated to keep moving forward because in the end, financial freedom is much more than money. It's about having the power to live your life according to your own dreams and values.